Welcome to our 7th session of Spring Qigong to Let the Dragon Carry You. And in this session, we are connecting to a larger field of wisdom that is beyond our own minds. We're connecting to a higher power, to a higher order of knowing. And on this session this evening, it is a beautiful full moon rising. It is Earth Day, and it's the perfect container to tap into the most creative and abundant aspects of life so that we can shift from lack and scarcity and disconnection and trying to figure it out with our minds, so we can shift into receptivity, co-creation, and inspiration. So let's make that shift now. As we start our practice, we are, as we always do, we're finding our breath, we're orienting ourselves in our room that we're in. We're bringing our awareness here to our body and to our practice. And we're shifting, and as if we're shifting and moving everything to one side. And so that this space, we have ample space to be here. And as we're beginning, I invite you to find your root. As you are standing on a mountaintop in looking toward the east. If you recall, in autumn, you stood on a mountaintop. You looked toward the west and you stood next to a tree. You stood next to that tree week after week after week until you realized this tree was your family tree, the tree of life. And you journeyed and you landed and you became the tree. And you allowed that tree to teach you as you looked to the west when you learned to let go. And now here you are facing the east. And it's now filled, the east, everywhere you look, is filled with life. There is an abundance of life as your eyes scan across the landscape and across the horizon. You are tapping into this awesome, abundant, and a loving ecosystem that is unfolding and unfurling with your well-being as a part of the process of the unfoldment. You are encoded just like an oak tree, just like the acorn is coded to be the oak and the rose hip to be the rose. You are encoded to become you, the fullest, truest you, and actualize your potentials. So at this gate, you are being asked simply, what needs to be released here? What needs to be set down here so you can shift out of scarcity and step into the abundance of life? What needs to be set down here so you can shift out of scarcity into the abundance of life? And when you know what that is, bring your hands and feet together. And with a humble bow, setting that aside and setting that down to the earth like compost. so it can be transformed and transmuted and utilized for your growth and for your well-being. And when you're ready, taking as many breaths as you need to really feel this exchange happening of the setting it down, the emptying out. And then as you fill your vessel up with life force, as you breathe in, as you are being inspired by life, as you unfurl your spine one vertebra at a time, emerging like a flower at dawn, turning toward the sun. And when you're ready, step across the threshold into a field of infinite possibility. And we'll begin with showering chi as we pull up and connect with the earth and the water, and the beauty and the bounty of the earth. Feel the earth, our mother, the life-giving earth. And then as we unfurl and turn toward the sky and we gather the light, connecting with this full moon, connecting with the springtime, connecting with the sun, with the yang, with the sky, with the heavens. And as you integrate, standing between earth and sky, rooted, integrated, expanded, blessed. As we inhale, connecting with this skill of creating the conditions for you to thrive. You right now are practicing creating this container for you to be connected to all your sources, for you to cultivate the conditions for your seeds of potential to grow. Let's do this again in silence as you create your container. Let's do this one more time and really feel yourself like this is your garden bed now, that you are really tending to your soil, that you are giving your precious seeds fertilizer and sunlight, and you're placing your seeds in the right place so there's plenty of room for them to grow. You are becoming a skillful, mindful cultivator. Beautiful. And since it's Earth Day, let's practice wave breathing for a moment as we come into our center. As you inhale, your belly expands. And then you can feel this breath rise up from your ribs up to your chest. And then as you exhale, down from your chest to your ribs to your belly, breathing in the fullness of life like a wave from belly, ribs, chest, and then from chest to ribs to belly. Feeling the abundance of the great ocean and the waves, and how your breath is what ties you, knits you, weaves you in with all of creation. Breathing in, belly, rib, chest, and out, chest, ribs, belly. Becoming centered, becoming expanded, recognizing your inner connectivity. And now we're going to stay with that same breathing, and since it's Earth Day, we'll practice Buddha holds up the earth. So as we inhale, your hands gently float up as your breath goes from your belly to your ribs to your chest. Your palms are facing the ceiling. And then as you exhale, chest, rib, belly, your hands float down. At the end, your palms are facing the ceiling. So inhale. Buddha holds up the earth. And we're practicing this because it's Earth Day, but also what we're doing when we work with the elements, we're working with our breath, right? Our breath is the metal element. The metal element controls wood. In springtime, the wood is overgrowing. It's stressed out. It's overwhelmed. It's busy. It's chaotic. It's stressful, angry often. It has a lot of emotion. So this practice helps bring a sense of beauty and relaxation and order and calmness to your nervous system. You feel your breath entering and leaving. You feel your body opening and closing. You feel your nervous system settling. Let's go ahead and now leave your right hand on top and let your left hand sink down. And just take a nice deep breath here as you inhale. Stretch and just press your hands away and open up this side. Let this be a stretch. You're opening up your liver channel. Now you can exhale back to center. Now when you inhale, drop your elbow and let your top hand float down, your bottom hand rise. Press. Exhale. Inhale. Separate heaven and earth as you stretch. Exhale back to center. Inhale, let your hands float down. Your palms press. And exhale. Inhale. Press your palms away as you stretch and look toward your top hand. Exhale back to center. Inhale. Let your hands switch. Exhale, they press. Inhale. Stretch. Separating heaven and earth. Exhale back to center. And now just go ahead and leave your left hand up and just tap from your armpit down. We're tapping the liver meridian. It can be as fast, it can be firm, it can be slow, it can be gentle, but you're going from armpit down. Spring energy rises, heat rises, anger rises, frustration rises, stress rises. That's all very abundant. But we are going to skillfully settle it down. Take it down. Smooth it down. I'll just switch sides. Armpit down, slapping the liver meridian, calming the central nervous system, releasing stress, putting us into a more relaxed, receptive state. To shift from lack into receptivity, we have to be able to listen and to relax and to receive. And go ahead and shake it out. We can use the liver sound. Since we're in springtime, we are really working with the ligaments and the sinews, and so all the attachments between the joints, just really feeling like as you shake, you're creating space. It's a little bit longer, and we'll let this start to settle. Finding stillness in your body, and then just sensing and feeling how your body, your skin is becoming alive with this energy. We're starting to generate this energy. Before we go a little bit deeper, we need to wring out. Remember, spring is about wood and trees and coiling and twisting and spiraling, and we're going to pierce the veil. So we have to prepare for that. So I'm opening up my stance a little bit. We've done this many times. This is just simply called twist. You're going to inhale and exhale. And the next time you inhale, just go ahead and take your left hand and let it come up by your face as your right hand sweeps behind you. As you exhale, you look over your shoulder and press your hands away. You inhale, back hand comes up across your chest. This is an inhale, and as you exhale, you're turning from your hips and your waist. You look over your shoulder and you press, you twist. And if you wanted to do the liver sound, you could. Inhale, bring in fresh new energy. Twist to the other side. Exhale, separate your hands. Look over your shoulder, twist. Inhale, fresh energy. This is really relaxed. And then as you're twisting, you kind of sink down, and then you turn and you like really stretch and coil and spiral. Inhale. Going from side to side. At your own rate and rhythm. You can start to shift your weight now when you shift over here to the right. And your left hand is on top. You shift your weight and press. Shift your weight, turn your weight, stretch. Shift your weight, turn your waist, stretch. Wringing out old, toxic, old, stagnant energy. breathing in fresh, abundant. One more time. Coming back to center. Now we're in a place where we can start to grow toward our yearnings. When we are in a place, when we're shifting from lack into receptivity, when we're in a receptive place, we are encouraged to grow toward our desires. So now that we're in this space where our bodies are more clear and more spacious, we can grow toward our desires. So let's come into this wider stance and let's practice teacups. Like you're holding something precious on your hands. Right? These are your desires. And this movement starts to work your entire body. So you're bringing your whole self into this movement. So you have your right hand here, and you're just going to go ahead and shift your weight, and your hand's coming to the corner. Don't worry so much about your breath. But here, you're going to shift, and your hand's going to go behind you, and you look behind you. You shift your weight, your palm stays up, your hand comes up over your head. You shift your weight back to the corner, your hand follows. You shift your weight to the corner. Now you shift your weight back. At first, spirals are awkward, and then they smooth way out. We've done many variations of this. Just give yourself a gentle smile and invite humor in to soften the rough edges. And try to keep your palm up and really feel like you are stable in your roots and the strength of your legs. And you're able to extend yourself as you grow toward your desire. So now that we're starting to get this, yeah. And so now as we're growing toward our desires and we're feeling into our area of intention, and we're connected to this abundance, the abundance of the full moon, the abundance of Earth Day, the abundance of the waves in the ocean, the abundance of blades of grass, the abundance of flowers. As we connect to that, knowing the universe is unfolding with our success in mind, and we are a part of that abundance, and our connectivity to this is our true nature. What is it that you most deeply yearn to express in your life? Really asking yourself as you're spiraling through, what do I most deeply yearn to express? As I move my whole body, extending. What do I most deeply desire to create in this area of my life? If there were no limitations and possibilities were infinite and there was not a question about if I could or couldn't do it, what do I most desire to create in my life? And feel yourself, feel the yearnings, and feel yourself enjoy the yearnings as you grow. Now we're going to slow this side down, smoothing it out, keeping it so smooth and coiling like silk until your hand makes it back to your hip. Your other hand comes forward. It comes forward, but then it comes right back behind you. Shift your weight, look behind you. It spirals up over your head. Shift your weight, hand goes to the corner. Shift your weight, your hand goes across your chest. Shift your weight back, look back, shift. We're smoothing out our spiral, using our whole body, all of our being connected to all of our sources. And we're feeling into our yearnings and we're growing towards our desires. So we're just getting a sense of what they are. And now we're starting to explore, what do I most desire? What do I yearn to experience in this area of my life? What do I yearn to experience in this area of my life? Really feel yourself, feel the power of your body and the yearning to experience as you grow toward it. And asking yourself now, what do I yearn to contribute in this area of my life? And really feel how your body is starting to open up and come alive as you grow into your yearnings. And it becomes smoother and stronger and more resilient. So as we're starting to smooth this out, starting to smooth this out so it becomes so soft, like silk. As your desires are now woven through time, woven through your body. And so when your hand makes it back to your hip, just sense and feel. You might want to bring your legs a little closer together. You can feel yourself growing. Okay. So we can sense and feel our desire and our range of motion and our capacity. So we're going to pierce the veil. And we've done this many times, but we're going to do it again. This time a little bit differently. So this is called muscle tendon changing, right? So you're going, remember, it's all about your muscles and your sinews. So you're going to spiral and grow. So as you inhale, we're going to go through the sequence a few times. As you inhale, there's a soft sink to your body. Your elbows sink down and your hands, fingertips start to grow out. And as they grow out, your pinky spirals up and toward the back. You start to look up, your chest opens. You start to rise up as you're growing out. And then when you're ready, you just soften your body and you allow your hands to come back in as you inhale. And then you slowly let your hands float down. Right? That's how we do it. That's what we've been doing. Let's do it again. Inhale. So soft. And then your growing is like effortless. This part is just growing, growing. You're at your growth edge. And then now you're starting to put a little of your attention because your coiling is starting to tense. You're starting to coil. You're opening your body. And now from here, just somehow within you find this extra space between your ribs and at your sternum. You get this extra space and behind your shoulder blades as you pierce and you open just a little bit more and you let your fingertips pierce Go a little further. You're even, in a sense, more vulnerable as you pierce and you rise up just a little bit and you feel yourself go through that veil. And now when you release and let go, your hands are so soft and your fingertips are drawing with it. Since we're having a full moon, it's drawing with it the full moon light into the palms of your hands. Feel your fingers and your palms of your hands filling up with light as you let it soak down into your body, into your roots. Let's pierce the veil. You're going to inhale and grow. This is your growing and your growth edge. You're growing to where you could grow before. Now grow beyond it. Someplace inside you opens up as you exhale and you pierce the veil. Go further. And now receive, so soft, becoming receptive, listening, receiving the light. Your hands are filling with light and drawing in now to your branches, down to the trunk of your body. Bringing your hands to your waist. This is similar. We've been doing something real similar to this, but it's on the same lateral spot. So we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, my palms are facing up, and I exhale, and now they face out, and I go and I turn from my waist, and I go as far as I can. Now I extend behind my shoulder blade, and I extend past. And now I so softly draw in this light like I'm coiling, I'm collecting it, I'm harnessing this light, and I'm bringing it back to my waist. I look, my fingers go, and they coil, and I twist, and I coil, and now I extend from my shoulder blades, pierce the veil, and I receive the light. Twisting from your waist, turning, piercing, inhale, receiving, harnessing. Exhale, turn, twist, pierce, receive. Draw it in. Now hold your hands out, palms of your hands, for touching those holes you created. And now you just created this opportunity, this spaciousness for you to extend and to grow and to listen to this higher wisdom that's now pouring in, nourishing you, catalyzing you, feeding you, loving you. Beautiful. Coming back to our waist here. Inhale, exhale, spiraling forward, sinking down. Back to your hands are facing each other. This is as far as we've been going. So now just go ahead and extend from somewhere within you. You're growing from the inside. Extend from your shoulder blades, sink a little further, pierce in front of you. Breathe out like you give some effort. Now you inhale and just receive the light as you spiral it back and you bring it back to your belt channel. This belt channel is all about earth element. Inhale, exhale, spiral, sink, turn your palms, press. You're going further. This is your growth edge. And now as you inhale so softly, feel the light come in, piercing the veil, going beyond the limiting beliefs in from lack into abundance. One more time. Spiral, sink, press. And now as you let this golden light from the sun or silver light from the moon, let it come pouring in like you're piercing holes. And now when you're ready, just Bring your hands forward. In those spaces, the opportunities you just created. You created an opportunity to grow toward your yearnings, and now your hands are simply receiving it like magnets as it's pouring in. That's why you have to be clear of what you're creating and being in an alignment. So when it comes to you, you're rooted, really receiving this beautiful light, receiving these opportunities, this love, this prosperity, these clients, this communication, this radiant health, this rich spiritual life, this life full of contribution, filling your very vessel. Inhaling, now exhaling, piercing up. You're exhaling, your hands are spiraling, coiling up. There's a natural sink down. Now you're going to extend from inside you, and you can even, it seems easier for me to stand up and like extend as high as I can, and now soften, and now just receive this light and let it pour down, filling from above, filling your canopy, your leaves, your mind, filling into your hand. To me, it feels like thick, like beautiful golden honey light. Inhale, exhale, sinking, spiraling, and now piercing, reaching. Feeling this energy pour through as you're drawing it down through your fingertips, and feel it enter into your body. One more time. And now as you pierce and you start to bring it down, you're starting to bring it down rather than bring it all the way down. Just stand here. Turn your palms toward it. Just like we did at Buddha holds up the earth, and just receive it into the palms of your hands, down into your bones, filling your bones with light. Your very structure is being infiltrated, invigorated, piercing the veil, beyond limitation, beyond lack, into receptivity, being open and listen here. Bringing it down. We're in a sphere of light. It's not just behind you and in front of you and above you. Let's turn and pierce the veil behind you. You're just going to simply let your hand sweep across. And as you do, your hand just spirals outward as you press and pierce the veil. Inhale, drawing it back to your waist. Turning, hand turns, palm turns out as you look, and then extend. And bring it in. This is the stuff that's hidden. All the other stuff we could kind of see. But turn and find the hidden possibilities, the hidden strengths, the hidden resources that are just right there, that are yet to come, and draw them here. Last time. Press. Pierce the veil behind you into the mystery and draw it in. And just feel how this light is now streaming all around you as you stand just for a moment as a tree of life. Feeling the light behind you, You could pierce below, you can pierce above, anywhere you want to pierce. Receive this stream of light. And now that this stream of light is coming in, pouring in, and we're on this full moon, our inner dragon starts to awaken. So bring your hands and feet together. Knees are touching, hands at your heart. You are in a sphere of light. You are connected to all your sources. You are resilient. You're growing toward your yearnings and you're connecting with the wisdom of your body and the wisdom of a higher mind, higher intelligence. 3 circles around the moon, swimming dragon. Taking a nice deep breath. As you exhale, you sink, your hands rise as you look down at an angle toward the floor. Your hands come above your head. Now look over your other shoulder at an angle toward the floor. Your hands go through the throat as you look over your shoulder, staying very close to your body. Your hands turn and cross over your solar plexus as you turn and look the other direction, turning your palms over, your hands cross in front of your lower dantian, really in front of your genitalia. And then as you look over your shoulder, your hands sweep back across your solar plexus and your throat, circling, making 3 big circles around. Your hands rise, come up onto your toes, connecting to the full moon. Inhale, draw that moonlight down into your central channel. Inhale again and draw it all the way down into your cauldron, to your lower dantian. Let that light pour down into your lower dantian, into your bio battery, and connect to the wisdom of your body. As you're doing this, form in the area of your intention and you're growing. What does your body want you to know? Here we go as we inhale. Exhale, the other direction. Hands rise, look over your shoulder, down toward the floor, all the way up toward the center, and down the other side, crossing the throat, look over your shoulder, crossing your solar plexus, look over your shoulder, crossing your genitalia, and back across your solar plexus and your throat, and up onto your toes as you connect now to a higher wisdom, a higher mind, into your intuition, and just really connect as if this is your internal navigation system. As you take your time and let this energy pour down into your body, and it's activating your own innate wisdom, your own innate internal GPS, drawing it down into your womb. In order to create the most fulfilling life, we have to connect. We get to connect to the Tao, to nature, to a higher order. and our internal knowing. So stepping out. Sometimes when we're in this field of creation, we want to manifest and grow towards our yearnings, but we don't always know what's our intuition and what is just our mind in a closed, fixed loop, and what is our higher knowing. So we're going to go on a little journey to sense and feel what that feels like in our body, the distinction between what is my mind and when I'm trying to create and I'm disconnected and I'm in my mind, versus when I'm trying to create and I'm connected and I'm aligned with my intuition. Well, one way you can tell you're connected to your intuition, generally the voice is soft, kind, loving, and open, and very simple. But let's go on a vision. Let's go on a journey to see if what we come up with. And we're going to do a form called water within wood. So we've been nourishing the roots of our body, the roots of our identity. And we've stepped into a healthier version of our identity, and we're going to water those roots and we're going to come to a vision. So the back of your hands touch. Let's just get the form. We're merging two forms together. You know this already. When you inhale, this is like the fountain. We're bringing water up to our roots. Just like the fountain, we open and then we're watering the tree. We stand as a tree. All right, that's the first part. And then you just simply turn on your right heel. You press and you're leaning in to it, into that front leg, and then you're opening. And when you open, we're opening this field of vision, our field of perception. We're going from ordinary to extraordinary awareness. We can see our hands. We're opening our perception, opening our eyes. Okay, and then we drop our hands back down to center. We inhale, we spine wave up like a fountain. We water the tree. We turn, we press, grow, and open. We return to center. That's the form. Let's get into the flow of the form, and then we'll tap into what is our intuition and what is our mind. So when we're working with our intuition, when we're growing toward our yearnings, it feels pleasurable and creative. When we're working, trying to figure it out, how to do it and strategize with our mind, it feels hard and like it will never happen. And it's like we're hungry for it. As we connect with our power center, true power in our intuition, and if it doesn't work out the exact way we want to, we just get curious and maybe find some humor and think, oh, well, let's try it again. When we're centered in false power and we're trying to create with our mind, when it doesn't work out that way, it becomes agonizing and a failure. as we grow and tap into our intuition and rooted in power, when we grow toward our yearnings, we do so as a mature, resource, wise woman. Versus when we're trying to manifest with our mind and we're trying to grow with our yearnings, we do so as a child without resources that's wounded. As we inhale and ground into true power and power center, and we're connected to our intuition, when we grow and we're tapped into this spacious, infinite field, and we're curious of how it's going to work out. We're curious of how it's going to unfold. We're not attached to its outer form. We're more attached to the feeling of the experience. When we're rooted in false power and we're creating with our mind, we are really attached to the form. It has to be this specific person, this specific job, this specific house, this specific way. And if it's not that, we don't see it or receive it. I'm going to be silent now and see if you can feel into your area of intention and how you've been manifesting, and seeing if you've been growing toward your yearnings, rooted in true power with your intuition, co-creating with the universe and with God or divine spirit energy. Or in what ways have you been doing it with your mind in a sense of lack and scarcity? One thing that's coming to me that I want to share is, as we're completing this section, when you're in your intuition and true power, your yearnings are magnetic. Your beam, you're magnetic. When you're connected in your mind, which is really a form of disconnection, separation, closed loop thinking, when you feel into your desires, they almost become repelling. One more time on each side. Last one. Coming up, standing as a tree, And as you're standing still, there's so much movement, and yet you're growing, you're rooted, you're becoming resilient and strong and growing. Remember, trees live for a very long time because they're connected to all their sources. So feel yourself in this status of rooted and expanded and connected. And so now we're about to close. We're just going to do one more movement as we're dropping into this infinite, effortless flow. You're moving from your hips and your waist. And what's happening is when your hand floats out, you're gathering, magnetizing to you all the resources, all your desires. You're drawing them in. And now when we're in this magnetic, intuitive state, connected to all our sources, to a higher order of knowing and a higher intelligence and our own inner wisdom, we're magnetic. And where there is a little bit of a surrender that happens, like a release, a letting go. We're not trying to control so much. We're not trying to figure it out. We're not trying to strategize. We're growing in toward our yearnings. But it's also not just a complete surrender of just waiting for someone to come and save us. And it's just not a complete surrender of passivity where we're just going to just wait and see. And it's also not a blind faith. It's we're not leaping with our eyes closed. We're leaping with our eyes wide open. We're making eyes wide open, courageous decisions and almost risks in some ways where we're opening ourselves up to receive. So as you're in this effortless flow with your eyes wide open, as a active, responsive co-creator, as an equal partner with the universe. Life is responding to you. Life is not just happening to you, it's responding. So as you're magnetizing this awareness and this energy to you, you're bringing it into your dantian, into your cauldron. And you're like storing, you're inviting it, you're becoming magnetic. And you're sensing and feeling, not strategizing with your mind, but you're sensing and feeling what are your next steps. Like in the days and the weeks and the months and the years ahead. I'm going to raise my hands up toward my heart. In this time ahead, these days and weeks and years ahead, what are the next steps? How are you going to show up in your life that's in alignment when you're connected to all your sources in this abundant, creative way? How are you going to show up and make decisions for your health and your life, tuned into your intuition? As you're magnetizing and sensing in and yearn into your yearnings, into your next steps, you're drawing this energy now into your third eye, into your wisdom center, into your mind, opening yourself up to this higher order of knowing as you're asking yourself, ooh, what does my body need? What does my home need? What are my next steps? To anchor in and live this as my life as the years, days, and weeks come. Now, starting to bring your hands lower back down to your heart as you're integrating, eyes wide open, magnetizing, not having to know all the answers, but with an awe and wonder, getting curious, what's next for me? Bringing this down to your lower dantian, down into your body, as you're in a field of infinite potential as you effortlessly flow. And really starting to slow this down so that you can feel integrated with this practice, making this movement even softer and even slower as you consciously, lovingly align to your inner knowing and magnetize your deepest yearnings into your field, making the movements even smaller. And it's like you're starting to pack it in. It's like you're collecting. You were just in that globe of light. You pierced the veil. You connected with the moon. You're on this abundant earth day and you're starting to pack it in. You know, it's not hoarding. It's not from lack. It's just from you have the capacity, the abundance. And really feel that into your dantian as you breathe, standing, rooted, expanded, energized yet relaxed. We're going to pull down the heavens and come to completion as you're integrating all that has unfolded, collecting with that experience that you have and the wisdom and the insights that have come through you and to you as you grow toward your yearnings, and integrate that into your body as a part of you. These impulses that you sense and feel in your clearest moments are very real. They are possible. You're learning to grow toward them. You're learning to cultivate, and maybe you're going to learn new skills. Maybe you're going to connect with new resources as you take these next steps that are bold, that are courageous, that are eyes wide open, as you step into your true power, aligned with the truth of who you are, which is connected to a field of infinite potential and wisdom, and it's unfolding with your success. You are a part. Your health and well-being and purpose in life is far beyond just you. You're playing a much bigger game now, and you know it. Coding this in, sealing this in, and anything that needs to be released and let go, just let it go all the way to the earth. As you're feeling a sense of completion, a sense of integration, a sense of closure. We're going to do this last one. Our hands and feet come together. And now just take all the time you need. Just really let your hands float down with the weight of gravity. And along with it, all that extra energy, it's being magnetized toward your hands. It's coming out of your thinking mind. It's coming out of any stuck place in your throat. It's coming out of the heart. It's coming down, magnetizing down to the sphere of magnetic sphere in your lower dantian. And what you don't need is going down to the earth. Remember, this is a wood closing. You're opening your hands and then you're pressing everything down through the roots that you don't need. And with that, my loves, we will complete this practice. And so we'll bring our yang hand up. We're rising like this big full moon. And we're bringing our yin hand of receptivity, of listening, And we're bringing our receptive, magnetic hand to our heart that is yearning and growing toward our potentials. And we're enlivening it with the yang. We're breathing life into it. And we're bowing. And we're saying, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, great Mother, Mother Earth. Thank you, full moon. Thank you, sisters. Thank you, desires and yearnings that propel us forward so we can grow into the fullest potentials of who we are. Thank you, universe, for unfolding and unfurling with us, to us, and through us. Thank you. And we bow. Thank you to each other. Thank you to the tree of life and the dragons. And we bow to our teachers' teachers, and the teacher within. Then when you're ready, take a nice deep breath, receive all that, and step back across the threshold. And I invite you to journal, especially about your eyes wide open next step.